Hey, good morning guys. It is kind of wet outside and I am just in the mood to make myself some homemade pasta. Dry it up and then use it tonight for my dinner. So what I need is the following. So these are my ingredients actually for the homemade pasta. I have all-purpose flour, semolina flour. I have eggs, actually use 4 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs, room temperature. And here is the water there, 2 tablespoons of water, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So those are the things that I'm actually using for today's pasta. What I use is 1 cup each of semolina and all-purpose flour, and I mix it. Okay, hold on. Okay, you will also need a pasta cutter and a pasta maker here. Pasta roller and a pasta cutter. And this tiny brush, this is what I'm using, KitchenAid's attachment. I have the roller over there on top, and then the fettuccine cutter here for later. If you don't have the attachment for KitchenAid, you can use the hand crank pasta maker, or you can also use roller pin and knife to cut your pasta. Okay, before you put the eggs, these are like 4 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs. So you actually have to like whisk it a little bit, just break the eggs before you put it in the flour and the semolina and the all-purpose, so it mix better. That's all you have to do. You don't have to like whisk it all the way, just a little bit, just to mix the whites and the egg yolks, just to break the eggs. It'll be easier. Let's do that. That should be good, I think. Okay, now you can put your 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then you can put your attachment, the dough hook, so you can actually start doing your pasta. Okay, let's lift our bowl here and we'll start all the way to number 1 first. Number 2. Yep, let's let your dough hook work and wait until they all mix. If it becomes too watery, you can add more flour. If it becomes too dry, you can add more water. My dough hook is working through that dough to make pasta. So we're on its way. We'll wait a few more minutes. Sometimes you can actually stop it and just help it with a scraper. So I finished using the dough hook. It's actually really good now. You just have to knead it about 10 minutes or until it's quite elastic. Make sure you have some flour on the table and your hands. See, it returns. So that's kind of the consistency that you want. The problem with semolina flour is it's harder to knead compared to a regular flour, but it's actually has very good structure. It makes a better pasta. So that's why I used half all-purpose and half semolina. Okay, then after this, you wrap it in saran wrap, make it rest, and for about 30 minutes before you actually run it in the pasta roller. So here I actually set up my pasta cutter. So I'm ready. It's been 30 minutes. So my dough has rested for 30 minutes. The gluten has formed here. So what I'm gonna do is I'll take it off the saran wrap and then I'm gonna roll it. Just make sure you have enough flour on your parchment paper. I'm using parchment paper so it doesn't stick well on my table. It's easier to clean. And also I have a tray here with parchment paper. I'm gonna use that later for storing or drying my pasta. So here, just make sure you have pasta on your table enough so that it doesn't stick, although your parchment paper is gonna work also. Yeah, if you look outside, it's raining. Amazing, it's cold outside. I like it. So yep, and that's it. We'll continue. So I actually rolled my dough. I'm probably gonna cut it into just 3 parts and work with that one part at a time on the pasta roller. It'll be easier to work with. So I cut my pasta into 3 sections here, 3 parts. I'm gonna work with them one at a time in the pasta roller. It's too much flour there. Anyway, yeah, let's see. It is up here. There you go. You roll them at least 2-3 times on each thickness. This is actually number 1. I'm going to do 2 more times, and then I'm going to go to the thicker parts. So I let it run 1 time on the pasta roller. So I need to fold. I put a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick much. I'm going to fold it so I have like really good edges on my pasta roller, on like a square sort of. A little flour there so it doesn't stick on the pasta roller. Make sure you have enough flour. So you can see that I run it like 3 times on my pasta already on number 1. So I'm gonna go to the thinner. The higher the number you go on this dial is the thinner it gets. So we'll go to number 2. I'm gonna run that twice also. It's just taking forever. There you go. So, and I'll show you the end result. I'll be up to, I think, number 6 on this one, or 7. Okay, run it twice every time. So you can see here that I actually joined 2 ends, so it'll be easier to roll over the pasta roller. And I'm actually on number 3 now, so I have a few more to go. So that's the best way to do it. If you cut it later, it's actually best because it looks really nice when you cut it, when you make a fettuccine strips. Okay, I'm actually on number 6 here, and as you can see, the roll that I did has actually gone really long, and you can see my hands already. So it's up to you on the thickness that you want, but I think this is enough for me already. So I'll just cut it over here, and I'll portion them according to the length that I want. As you can see, I've changed my attachment to the fettuccine. My strips already here, I cut it into like the length that I want. Make sure that you put a bit of flour so they don't stick, and I'm gonna roll them to the fettuccine. You only have to run them once, of course, and then that's it. And I'm gonna just do the rest, and I'll show you later. Okay, so my fettuccine attachment is running, my mixer is running, so I'm gonna put this here, and that should cut down there already. Let's see, there you go, there it is. So this is the batch that I made, the fettuccine, after I actually cut them into different squares. The squares, you can use them as, if you want to cook lasagna, then you only have to do it up to there. But this one I'm doing for later. Fettuccine with asparagus and mushrooms on Alfredo. So this is it. I'll just finish my other ones, and that's it. Here I'm actually drying my fettuccine pasta. You can actually use a pasta rack, or you can just make them into like bowls, but I like it doing like this. And then when they dry up, then I just like put them in a container, and then we'll use them tonight.